Listen, at some point very soon, the stock market is going to absolutely crater, and most of you are going to lose your minds. It might be the AI bubble bursting and wiping trillions of dollars off the map, or maybe it is an oil shock from the Iran war sending prices to the moon. Either way, we are sitting in a melting pot of rising costs, stagnant wages, and high interest rates that is ready to pop at any moment. Now, I am fully invested in this market with hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line across my accounts. If a crash happens tomorrow, I know exactly what I am doing because I have already done the hard work of building a fortress. I am Arsha T years old, and I did not get to a shutdown when $10 net worth by listening to suit and tie professors who have never seen a red day in their lives. I got here by graduating and announcing Arsha during a global shutdown, driving announcing a sedan that smelled like old fries, and refusing to buy a sofa for a year so I could shove every cent into the market. Let us talk about these experts calling for a crash because of AI spending. Companies are throwing hundreds of billions at Nvidia and AMD like it is play money, building data centers that might not see a profit for a decade. Mark Zuckerberg just admitted Meta is dumping up to $610 into AI next year with no guaranteed return. Their stock already dropped 5% this year, making them the ugly duckling of the Magnificent Seven. Then you have the geopolitical mess in the Middle East pushing oil to multi-year highs, while global reserves hit rock bottom. One day the headlines say it is over. The next day the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and gasoline prices are back to $2 a gallon. This is causing sticky inflation during a cost of living crisis that is crushing the average person who doesn't have a plan. But here is the thing, there is always a voice in the corner of the room screaming that a crash is coming. A real crash is a % drop or more, and over the last yalding years we have seen over 6% of these events, from the % drop in the Great Depression to the 50% wipeout in Nansenim Ba. The average decline is about 5%. On average, it takes about a year and a half to hit the bottom and over 2 years to recover. That sounds terrifying to most people, and that is exactly where you are going to mess up. When the red days turn into red weeks, your human brain goes into protection mode. You start thinking you should sell everything, take your tiny profits, and hide in cash or gold until things settle down. You think you will just wait it out and buy back in at the bottom when it is safe. Listen to me carefully. If it were that easy to time the market, everyone would be a millionaire and I would be out of a job to win that game. You need a crystal ball that actually works. You have to time the exit perfectly, then time the duration of the crash, and then time the entry right at the point of maximum fear. Nobody in the history of investing has ever done this consistently. Sure, you have guys like Michael Burry from The Big Short who got it right once, but for every right call, he has made 1,000 wrong ones. Then you have John Hussman, a guy with a PhD from Stanford who predicted the dot-com bubble and the Nansenim Ba crash. He became a hero, grew his fund to $10 and then he spent the next few years betting against the market. While the SP Woodinin was returning % a year, his investors were losing 10% a year and paying him fat fees for the privilege. He is still waiting for the crash today, while his investors' wealth has evaporated. The lesson here is simple. Nobody knows what is going to happen next week, next month, or next year. That uncertainty is exactly why you get paid a return in the first place. No risk means no reward, period. If you want certainty, go put your money in a savings account and watch inflation eat your purchasing power for breakfast. I have been on YouTube for almost 2 years, and I show you my real portfolio every single month. I even started a brand new brokerage account this month despite the chaos, because I put my money where my mouth is. There will always be a reason not to invest. The real damage from a crash does not come from the numbers dropping. It comes from how you react to it. If you put $10 in the SP Woodinin and $10 Wuxi, you would have yuan Wu10 Wubai $99 today. But you would have had to sit through a dozen wars, double-digit inflation, and multiple % drops. To survive and thrive, you need my 3-step game plan. Step 1 is having a plan that is bigger than your emotions. I invest for total financial freedom, which means I don't care about the next 6 months. I care about the next 20 years. If you don't have a goal, you will get knocked off course the moment things get difficult. Ask yourself right now. If your account drops 6% tomorrow, would you fold like a lawn chair? If the answer is yes, you are over-leveraged and you need to fix that before the market fixes it for you. Step 2 is to invest like you actually mean it. Only invest money you do not need for at least 5 to 10 years. Pay off your high-interest credit cards first and build a cash cushion that lets you sleep at night. You cannot lose money if you do not sell. Only the cowards who sell at the bottom actually lose, while the people who hold on get the rewards. I personally use low-cost index funds like VO for the bulk of my wealth because it spreads my risk across the best companies in the world. I don't have to worry if one company goes bust because I own the whole index. Step 3 is to do absolutely nothing, and go back to step 1. Changing your strategy every time the news changes is total madness. It is like quitting your career because you had one bad Monday. Stop trying to time the market, ignore the noise, and focus on what you can actually control. The price of oil, the Fed's interest rates, and the war in Iran are all out of your hands. The only things you control are the quality of the assets you buy and how long you stay in the game. I guarantee you that a year from now, we will be talking about a completely different crisis. Human nature will always find something to be afraid of. My job is to stay calm while everyone else is panicking. I am going to keep buying my VU, my CHD, and my VUG every single month until I hit my goals. If you want to see exactly how I am building this brand new portfolio in real time, you need to stick around. I am not here to give you financial advice. I am here to give you the truth about how wealth is actually built. It is not built with get-rich-quick schemes or lucky stock picks. It is built with discipline, a rattling sedan, and the guts to stay in the market when everyone else is running for the exit. If you are ready to stop being a victim of the our news cycle and start acting like a professional, hit that subscribe button. I don't care about your diamond hands memes. I care about your net worth. Let us get to work and build something that lasts. I will see you in the next one. Peace. Seriously, why are you still listening to people who are broke? Every time the market drops %, the doom scrollers come out of the woodwork to tell you the end is nigh. They have been saying the same thing since announcing Esher, and they have missed out on one of the greatest bull markets in history. I remember being Arshar and listening to those guys. I almost didn't start investing because I was convinced a crash was coming. Imagine if I had waited. I wouldn't have $10 right now. I would probably have $10 and a whole lot of regret. The cost of waiting is always higher than the cost of a temporary dip. In Arshar. When the world was ending, I was buying in Arshar. When tech stocks were getting slaughtered, I was buying, and guess what? That is where the real money was made. You don't get rich buying when everything is perfect and everyone is happy. You get rich by being the person who provides liquidity when everyone else is desperate to sell. The stock market is the only store in the world where the customers run out of the building when there is a % off sale. Be the person walking in while they are running out. I am telling you this because I want you to win, but I also want you to be realistic. If you are investing money you need for rent next month, you are going to get crushed. If you are buying moon coins on SheX leverage, you are going to get crushed. Get your foundations right, drive the boring car, eat the boring food, max out your boring index funds. That is the secret to a life that isn't boring. I see these kids on TikTok flexing rented Lambos while their brokerage accounts are empty. That is the definition of a loser. A winner is the guy in the t-shirt and the Arshar-year-old truck who has a 7-figure portfolio. That is the energy we are bringing to this channel. Hardcore, results-oriented, and zero fluff. If you want the soft version of Ditsai, go watch someone else. If you want to know how an Arshar-year-old actually gets ahead in this rigged system, stay here. I am tracking every dollar, every trade, and every mistake I make. I am not perfect, but I am profitable. And in this game, profit is the only thing that matters. So, look at your portfolio tonight. Is it a collection of gambles or is it a fortress? If it is a fortress, then a crash is just a chance to buy more stones for the walls. If it is a gamble, then you better hope the music doesn't stop. But newsflash, the music always stops eventually. I am ready for the silence. Are you? I have my cash reserves, I have my automatic buys set up, and I have my ego completely detached from the daily fluctuations. When the crash happens, I won't be checking my balance every woofendone utes. I'll be at the gym, or hanging out with my friends, or looking for the next elephant to buy. That is the level of confidence that comes from having a real strategy. It took me years to get this mindset, but you can have it today for free. Just stop caring about the noise. The headlines are written to make you click, not to make you rich. The Fed is going to do whatever it wants, and the market is going to react, however it reacts. Your job is just to stay in your lane and keep moving forward. I am up over % on some of my positions this year alone, and even if they drop % tomorrow, I am still winning. Why? Because my cost basis is low and my time horizon is long. Time in the market beats timing the market every single time. It is a cliché because it is true. So let us stop talking about what if and start talking about what now. What now is you checking your asset allocation. What now is you making sure you aren't paying R% in fees to some bank manager who doesn't even know your name. What now is you committing to the process even when it is boring. Especially when it is boring. The boredom is where the wealth is built. I will be back next week to break down the exact ETFs I am buying during this period of high oil prices. There are specific sectors that actually benefit from the chaos, and you should probably know about them. But until then, stay disciplined. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad decade. I am out, but the compounding never stops. See you in the trenches. Keep that sedan sedan energy, and don't look back. If I can do it, you can do it. No more excuses, just results. I am literally giving you the blueprint here. All you have to do is follow it. Or don't, and stay broke. The choice is yours. But don't say, I didn't warn you. Final thought for the day. Wealth is what you don't see. It is the cars not bought, the clothes not purchased, and the flexes not made. Real wealth is the freedom to say no to things you don't want to do, and that freedom starts with a plan. Go make yours. Peace. I am still here because I know some of you are still hesitating. You are thinking, but what if this time is different? It is never different. The players change, the technology changes. But human greed and fear stay exactly the same. In Ijo Arjo, they thought it was different. In Naunsen, they thought it was different. In Naunsen Ba, they thought it was different. And in Arding Ardo, you will hear the same thing. The only thing that is actually different is whether or not you are prepared. Preparation is the antidote to fear. A crash is a gift. If you don't, it is a curse. So get prepared. Stop spending money on things that lose value the moment you walk out of the store. Invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge, and invest in the market. I'm Arshati, and I'm just getting started. By the time I'm sure, that sedan is going to look like pocket change, and I want you to be there with me. I want to see your success stories in the comments. I want to hear about how you finally hit your first $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000 because that first K is the hardest, but once you break through, the momentum is unstoppable. It took me years to hit my first K, and it will probably take me years to hit the next K. That is the power of compounding. It is a slow burn that turns into a wildfire. Don't blow out the spark before it has a chance to grow. Keep the fire burning. Stay consistent. I'll be here every step of the way to tell you the things your bank won't, because I don't work for them. I work for you. Now for real, I'm done. Go take some action. Watch the next video on the screen to see my specific portfolio breakdown. Subscribe to join the E%. Let's go. You guys are still watching, seriously, go invest or something. The market is open and time is ticking. Every minute you spend not invested is a minute you aren't compounding. Go. Now. See ya. Bye for real this time. Peace.